Steel Mills, what's the Dizzle, man? Yo, it's a few things we gotta discuss, man. First, I'll do 2 videos or whatever, man. But Edgar Berlanga, I really wanted to, dive into what him, what's going on with him, man. I really love what I'm seeing from the kid, man. The dude, I think we should put the rest this notion that he's a hype job. I think we should put that notion to rest, man. I didn't even really get a good analysis on him and what he needs to work on, because I was kind of fixated on the dude that he was fighting. I was really fixated on him, and I wanted to see what type of challenges he can present to Edgar Berlanga that would really make him work and really make him step outside of his comfort zone, man. And the biggest takeaway from that fight was his chin. He had a really solid chin. Now, granted, he got dropped, I say 3 legitimate times. They ruled it 4, but 3 legitimate times he got dropped. But he got back up, and he was implying veteran tactics, man. When he'd be hurt, but he couldn't get him out of there. He'd smother him. He knew he had the perfect timing on when to smother him. Just out, you did. He didn't overreact, despite him not having his legs up under him. He got hurt. He waited on it. He played possum for a slight minute and went in and wrapped him up and just blanketed his attack, which was, that was smart. So it was that, his chin was really, he had a really good chin, man. Secondly was his defense, man. He had really good legs, man. He had really good legs. He had good defense, good head movement, man. He really tight guard. He would do it in spurts. It wasn't inconsistent in his performance, but he would do it in spurts where he would never let Berlanga set his feet. Not never, but he would have his moments where he would never let Berlanga set his feet, and he'd have a lot of success. I think he clearly won that round where he didn't allow Berlanga to set his feet and get a shot off. He did. He had I gave him about 3 rounds, man. About 2 or 3 rounds. He had other moments where even in the clinch he would be working well. He would just be outlanding Berlanga. You dig? Just with short, straight shots down the middle, man. And he'd be clipping him. I gave him about 2 or 3 rounds, man. The dude really was, this is a really good win for Berlanga. A really good win. And like I said, I didn't really even get to analyze Edgar Berlanga because I was watching this dude, and he's a dude that I'll be looking out for. Going forward, man. He really, he impressed me with this fight, man. He looked, he was smooth, he was sharp in there. He just wasn't on the level of Edgar Berlanga. Berlanga was, he just proved clearly to be too much. The second thing I saw was just how can he push him, and he found ways to push him. And the biggest way that he found to push him was really pushing his endurance and his gas tank. Berlanga started to fade really in the 8th round. Now, granted, old habits die hard, man. So when you used to stepping on niggas in 1 round, that man literally went 8 rounds after never going out of the first. Usually people will gradually move up. Virgil Ortiz has been, I forget how many rounds he went with Hooker, but he's been into the mid rounds. He's fought the caliber of competition that was going to push him to the mid rounds. This dude he didn't fight anybody that could push him like that on that level until Saturday. And he literally went from 1 to 8, just like that. So you started to see him fade down the stretch. They literally in the championship round, where it all counts. And the dude I actually had him winning that round as well until he got knocked down. And that's another thing that's, even with Berlanga being as gassed as he was, that power isn't going anywhere, man. That power isn't going anywhere. And when he learns how to break people down properly and work off of the jab and not just load up on, power punches and try to go for the home run, he's really going to be dangerous. He's really going to be dangerous, man. He's really going to be a dude that you really have to be calculated when you step into the line of fire. Because for him to have his legs, his legs were shot practically. his legs were shot, and you seen he was gassed, and you seen the um Demond Nicholson really started to, step on the gas a little bit and put pressure on him in that later round. And he got a little overzealous and he got clipped. But that's dangerous. That is dangerous. When when he learns how to be be effective with his aggression, you dig, whether it's just feinting and being aggressive without exerting energy, using your feints, setting up big shots, just shit like that. He's really gonna be a problem, man. Like that's gonna be scary for anybody who's standing in front of him. Because for somebody to go one round in your first 16 and 17 fights and then turn around and go 8 and still have that big power in the 8th round when you're exhausted, that's scary, bro. That's really not something you're trying to be in front of without knowing how to get away from it, man. So I think this kid has a really good upside, man. I really enjoyed what I saw. I was really impressed with what I saw from him, man. Puerto Rico has a star in the making. A possible next Felix Miguel Cotto. He could fuck around and be of that ilk as his career progresses, man. I was really impressed with this kid. I was really impressed with him, man. We're not gonna jump out the window. I know he's been gunning for Canelo. Oh man, give me a year or two. I don't, a year or two for Canelo right now. I'm not too sure about that, man. Maybe 2, 3. Maybe we're looking at it that, maybe that is, a more reasonable timeline. But nonetheless, the kid is promising, man. Only a fool would just jump out the window and just automatically start saying Canelo at the moment, Canelo right now, Canelo. Nah, I know he's calling for that fight, but I know he also is like, I'll be ready. I'll be ready. So he's not saying I want it now. He's saying I want it then. So I can respect that, man. I have to go back and look at him a little bit more to see what it is that that he could work on. That I would say, yo, man, he should do this and add this to his game. But he has a really good trainer in Andre Rozier, man. I mean, the dude has a really good trainer in him, man. And like I didn't get to analyze him properly the way I wanted to, because I wanted to see how this dude can push him. You dig? Dude already had like 28, close about what, 26, 28 fights. Yeah, something like that. Like something like 26 or 28 fights. Compared to, that's what, 10 more fights than him. That's good. And this was a really good fight. So, and it shows he did, someone who can, take a shot from him. He didn't waver. I'm going in here to bang out and do what I do. So salute to that youngin' for that, man. That was a really good win, man. I was really impressed. I was really impressed with it, man. Kudos to the kid. I can't wait to see what else is in store for him. I know the champ up here, my man Steven Nelson. Speedy recovery to Steven Nelson. He said, man, as soon as I get back, I'm coming for all of y'all. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, go for that shit, King. That's what the fuck I want to see. That's what I want to see. I would love to see that match. So I think that's a really good fight. Berlanga and Nelson, I think that's a really good fight. Maybe I'm gassing Nelson. I don't know, and I don't give a fuck. Give him the fight. I think Nelson gets busy, man. Nelson gets busy. Nelson will give him good work. Nelson will give him really good work. I don't know what nobody say, man. So speedy recovery. Dig to the champ. Come on back and let's get another strap down here in Omaha, Nebraska, my nigga. Let's bring another strap home. You dig? I know you about due for a title shot anyway, man. You about due for a title shot. You got that interim belt. Just go on ahead and get that man a title shot at 168. Ooh, no, all the titles is about to be tied up. Bob Arum ain't got nobody on that side of the street that's a champion in that division. Well, like I said, man, go do the damn thing, champ. And salute to Berlanga, man. Peace.